So some of the biggest growth opportunities for I think the nursery industry is the strong construction growth, especially in the residential market, and we do a little bit of commercial as well. And capitalising on that was broadening our range to be able to supply the whole project instead of just trees or just one sort of variety or size. Broadening that scope of what we grow and what we can produce really helps us sort of capture a bigger share of that market. Joel Vanderuit, I'm the General Manager of Tall Trees, a wholesale production nursery on the Mornington Peninsula. We've been here for 30 years and service the landscape industry. So Tall Trees participated in the 2017 survey. When I first got the call for that, I was a little bit, I didn't really want to do it. It was quite a lot of work to sort of sit down and pull the data together, but we decided that for the benefit of the industry as a whole, it's probably worth a couple of hours just pulling that data together. So we just gave some really, as general as possible, sort of sales figures and profit margins, staffing data. Knowing that data is not going out with our name against it sort of helps ease any concerns we had. But I think it was really important to the greater picture overall to spend a little bit of time on it for what I think will be a much greater benefit. But knowing that this was being done by a professional organisation that specialises in collecting data, I was pretty assured that there wouldn't be any sort of breaches of confidentiality or privacy issues. For nurseries to have access to better and reliable data, I think they need to be participating in the collection of that data to start with. And I feel like that'll give them a more vested interest in then using whatever comes from it. I don't think, even though we're in a bit of a boom at the moment and everyone I speak to is doing quite well, you can't sit back on that, and you have to always be sort of moving forward and preparing for any sort of downturn. And having that information there is definitely a way to equip yourself against that. So having these statistics available for the consumption of the nurseries, I think, can only help benefit each of the different sort of segments and see how their nursery tracks or can be referenced against other nurseries. Obviously there's no specifics in those reports, but to have an idea of the bigger picture, I think will help guide business decisions, staff hiring decisions and things like that, to sort of just make people feel a bit more comfortable that they're on the right track. We utilised the data tool a few months ago when we were reassessing some staffing decisions, and just as a sort of check those benchmarks and where the industry was at, we had some big decisions to be made and use that tool as part of our process to come up with some solutions. Your approach in 2018, whilst the initial size of the task in front of you might look quite large, once you get started it's not that big, and I think the more people that can participate, the better and more accurate the data can be, and which will benefit everybody that chooses to use that tool.